trouble.
You were very, very confident that Marshawn Lynch would be much higher than he is at number 9. And you were very, very angry, to put it mildly, that he was not. Are you over it? And how do you feel now?
So listen, I'm going to handle this question because I think we feel the same way. What we love about Marshawn is that his impact on the Seattle Seahawks has been more important and more evident than any other player, I think, in the NFL. When they weren't giving him the ball, they weren't the same offense. They weren't as productive. And then when it comes to them getting back-to-back Super Bowls and everybody almost having a consensus, if they handed that ball off, then they possibly would have had him at number 1. I mean, it really throws me off that Marshawn landed at number 9 when he was arguably the best running back in the league.
You know, I get what you're talking about with his impact, and, you know, I thought Marshawn should be higher. It's, you know, DeMarco had 100 more carries.
Right.
Same amount of touchdowns. You get more broken tackles and all the things. So I get what you're saying about the impact. So if your argument is going to be impact on a team, the Dallas Cowboys are an average club without DeMarco. So he had a huge impact on them also, because you still had Dez scoring touchdowns. You had Romo, making plays, but they couldn't do anything because they didn't have a running game. And so if you look at that, he had a tremendous impact on the Cowboys also. But now, so impact is, I don't know if I could use. I'm just looking at number of touchdowns, broken tackles, the fear that you say that he puts into teams, and the way you have to play Seattle based on Marshawn Lynch. I think he should have been rated higher.
But they also said that Dallas Cowboys had the best offensive line in a long time. So
well, that's what they say, but it's easy to say that when you have a guy who's rushing for 1,800. So we don't know how much impact he had on that.
But that's the genius of this list, because you don't know who's voting and why they're voting. Is it stats or is it impact on the team? But it looks like we got Marshawn Lynch right here. So, what are you doing here, man?
I know why I'm here.
Okay, so some people may say it's the stats of DeMarco Murray that allowed him to be the highest-rated running back. What do you have to say about that?
I'm about that action, boss.
Okay, all right, so if you're ranked number 9 right now and you took your team to back-to-back Super Bowls, what else do you got to do next year to be the highest-rated running back?
Well, Nate, actually, that's a great question.
Well, now I know you're not Marshawn.
We're going to work. We're going to do everything we can to get back to that championship. If I have to win another Super Bowl, if we have to force the ball down whoever's defensive throat, if I have to eat more Skittles, whatever it takes, we will do for the city of Seattle.
I can appreciate that.
Enough for me.
I just wonder what Maurice Jones-Drew thinks about all of this.
Well, actually,
there you go.
Lindsay, I'm glad you asked that question. You know, to me, Marshawn, and Nate said this before, he's more than just a running back to that team. He's the heart and soul of that team. When you look at the NFC Championship game, the Green Bay Packers were controlling the offense in the first half. Aaron Rodgers was doing his thing. But once they started giving the ball to beast mode, the defense started to play better. Special teams started to play better. Receivers started making plays. I mean, when he's not playing well and he's not doing well, they're not doing well. And that, to me, shows that he should be at least top 5. I mean, he's a guy, when you go, and we played against him multiple times. The first person they talk about in the meeting when you talk about Seattle, Marshawn Lynch. You have to stop him. If you can't stop Marshawn, there's no way you're going to have a chance of winning that game.